It's about elimination. It's about taking out the old to reveal the new. And the fastest way to do that is to eat more plant focused, okay? So when we're talking about carbs that inhibit weight loss, it's not fruit, it's not vegetables, it's not potatoes, because potatoes are still a vegetable with healing properties, and potatoes help your liver cleanse. Potatoes are glucose. So there's no way that a potato is your weight loss problem food. I wanted to come on here because there's so many questions happening lately on my videos, especially under the topic of weight loss and eating sugar, cutting sugar, what is carbs, and I want to talk to you guys about carbohydrates, about sugar, about what do these things mean, and where does true weight loss come from? Where does true healthy weight loss come from? So obviously I am a holistic health coach, and I'm teaching an approach that is plant focused, plant first. And everything that I'm talking to you guys about is under the umbrella that food is literally medicine, that your body is always working, that your body never attacks itself, it never can't heal from anything, that your body is not the problem, okay? It's the inputs that we give it consistently, or that we lack to give it consistently, that create the inability of the body to function at its capacity, okay? Anytime that you have a condition, you have weight you want to lose, you have gut issues, or you had infertility like I did, that's just a message from your body saying, hey, we can't do any better with what you're giving us, okay? We are maxed out, okay? I like to often talk about a tipping point in health where if everything's going well and you are thriving and you're full of energy and you have no concerns, then you are tipped toward health. You're tipped towards health, which means your body is more than capable, more than able to completely thrive, to do all of its thousands of functions that it does for us every single day. It's digesting your food, it's helping you cleanse and eliminate, and all of these things, right? And you feel great, okay? So it's like overflow energy, it's abundance energy, versus when we have a chronic state of lack of health, we have chronic symptoms, a chronic disease state. What that means is your body has for a while not been able to fulfill its duties inside, and it really, really wants to do that for you. So your body is always on your side and it's always on your team, but if you're not seeing the body that you want, if you're not seeing the outcomes that you want, that means you really need to take a look at what you're doing and pay attention to what might not be in integrity with health, in integrity with your body, okay? So can you be my secretary? Probably not. I would be a bad person to work for someone else. I have so much to say. Please ask questions if you have any, but I want to talk about carbs and sugar. If you guys don't know, we're starting Break Up and Make Up with Sugar on Friday. This is a 21-day challenge, and I'm going to myth bust all the day long for you guys about what your body really wants and needs from you, so you can drop sugar cravings, you can drop the weight, you can get better digestion. You can read about it. It's linked on my website, which is my name.com. Carbohydrates and weight loss. A lovely woman asked a question or posted a comment under my video that's titled, "Start eating these foods right now to stop your sugar cravings." And the foods that I shared were nothing crazy, but people went nuts, and I want to talk about why. Fruit, honey, starchy vegetables like potatoes and butternut squash, and coconut water, okay? And somebody asked me underneath that video, what if I'm trying to cut carbs? And I asked her, well, why are you doing that? And she said, weight loss and pre-diabetic, okay? So again, let's all be on the same page that this conversation is about How do you create health so that the weight falls off? How do you create health so that the symptoms fall away? How do you create health so that you don't have prediabetes anymore? And what really has to happen first is that you have to have an understanding that your body is capable of all of these things, right? Do you know that your body can completely heal itself? Do you know that your cells are listening to you? Do you know that food is medicine? Because when you know that, then you are going to approach things really, really differently, right? And you're going to have a lot more faith in the actions that you take, okay? So under a lens of weight loss and carbohydrates, fruits and vegetables are considered carbohydrates, but they contain glucose, and every organ, every tissue, and every cell of our body runs on glucose, okay? So most of the time in our culture, people are telling you like, oh my God, focus on protein. Like, did you get enough protein today? Like, you know, it's very much in your face about protein. It's very much in your face. Like, think about when you're a kid going to school, like what do they tell you that you have to have every day to be healthy and strong? They tell you that you need to drink milk, which is completely wrong. And so you have to first like take off this filter and question what you've been told if it's not working for you. When you want to lose weight, what you're doing is better elimination. You're cleansing more. You're releasing excess waste matter and inflammation from your body, okay? So again, this is going to come down through processes of health, because how do you cleanse? How do you better eliminate? Well, you don't have to go on a cleanse. You have to eat to cleanse. You have to know how you set up your diet every single day so that you are improving your cleansing processes and abilities. And so the key factor there is that in order to do that, you really need to pay attention to, are you eating an abundance of fruits and vegetables? Because those are the foods that are going to support your liver, which is your largest elimination organ, and its jobs and its ability to be able to deeply and efficiently help your body to cleanse better than it is right now. At the same time, when we're talking about if somebody has prediabetes, that also means that your liver is having a hard time, because diabetes at the root is a stagnant liver issue, and that your pancreas is not secreting the correct amount of insulin, okay? So all the people commenting about like that I'm telling you the wrong information about eating fruit, I'm telling you the root issue, okay? So you also need to check in with, is the approach that I'm taking getting me complete healing? And do you want that, right? If you're someone that's pre-diabetic, do you want to not be pre-diabetic? If you're someone who is diabetic, do you want to heal that? Because you can, but you're not going to be able to if the approach that you're working with or the person that's telling you these things doesn't know that or isn't helping you to do that, right? And doesn't understand that all disease states and even weight gain, weight loss issues at the root are a toxin issue and a liver issue, and you need to increase your body's ability and efficiency at cleansing, okay? So how you do that is that you know that your body runs on glucose more than anything else, and you know that the glucose sources that you want to be focused on every single day, day in and day out, are fruits and vegetables. Because not only are they glucose-rich foods, but they contain the vitamins, the minerals, the phytonutrients. They contain the emotional support to help your body to shift into being able to do what it wants to do for you better and better and better. So that doesn't mean that you have to be vegan. It doesn't mean you have to be completely plant-based. It just means that you need to shift your intake to better reflect the outcome that you want. If you're taking out fruit, you would want to ask yourself, why am I doing that? Like, how does that help me? Because now I know weight loss comes from cleansing and elimination, and I need to support my liver to get it unburdened so it can do better for me, to support me in this goal that my body also has. And fruit helps the liver to do that. Fruit is low fat. so are vegetables, right? And so you have to see that when you eat high fat, when you eat high protein, then you are stalling cleansing processes, okay? So if you've ever done a cleanse, they're typically like fruits, vegetables, juices. I have a juice right here. Why are people doing that on a cleanse? Because it's about elimination. It's about taking out the old to reveal the new. And the fastest way to do that is to eat more plant focused, okay? So when we're talking about carbs that inhibit weight loss, it's not fruit, it's not vegetables, it's not potatoes, because potatoes are still a vegetable with healing properties, and potatoes help your liver cleanse. Potatoes are glucose. So there's no way that a potato is your weight loss problem food, okay? So when we're talking about carbs that get in the way, these are the carbs that you want to avoid or decrease in your diet daily to accelerate weight loss from a health perspective. And those would be grains that contain gluten, first of all, because gluten will feed pathogens in the body, which splits your energy. So pathogens in the body, like viruses and bacteria, require your immune system to work more because it wants to take them down because they're literally not supposed to be there. They'll attack your organs, okay? So the foods that feed the pathogens have got to go, and they consume gluten. So gluten is in barley, wheat, and rye. So if you're eating whole wheat pasta, if you're eating bread, if you're eating barley vegetable soup or whatever, like beer, like all of that is a gluten-containing grain. So if you swap out those grains for like rice noodles or rice or quinoa or buckwheat or oats or things like that, those grains don't inhibit the flow of health, okay? So that's the first part. Now sugar, when we're talking about carbs, and the sugar that we're gonna take away for the challenge is processed sugar, added sugar, sugar made from genetically modified ingredients like beets, like cane sugar made from genetically modified beets, like corn, soy, and wheat, okay? So anything that's made out of those is not helping you in any way. Like it's kind of a not purposeful food. Like it's just, I call them not even real foods. So if you're thinking about, I don't know, like granola bars, you want to check and see what they're made of. Like the only packaged foods that I buy, you guys, are made out of whole food ingredients, right? So if I have pasta, it's made from chickpea flour or rice flour or quinoa, or it's made from hearts of palm, or it's a zucchini noodle. You want to know that every single choice that you're making with an ingredient is either accelerating your health or it's stalling it out or it's stagnating your health. So you have all this control, right? But most of the time we aren't taught the methodology of health, the methodology of cleansing, the methodology of weight loss, and how the foods actually are pushing the buttons inside of your body, okay? Like those are the sugars that you want to avoid, along with like artificial sugars like aspartame, sweet and low, equals Splenda. I used to be addicted to Splenda like years ago when I was in my 20s, and I had this friend and he'd be like, you need to quit eating that, like that's so toxic. And I'm like, whatever, because I was under the mentality that I needed to eat low sugar, low fat, which that part actually is true, like just not neurotoxin low sugar, right? Like, so artificial sugars are neurotoxins. Did you know, like if you have an ant problem, like you know how in the spring, like people get ants in their homes, if you like make a paste with water and like equal packets, it will kill them because it like makes their brain explode. Like let's not make our own brains explode, right? And drink Diet Coke. You can swap that stuff out, right? So it's the critical carbohydrates that your body needs for every function of the body, including health and including weight loss, are those foods that I shared in that video, okay? So that's like going to the root of health. And so you don't want to shy away from those. You don't need to shy away from those. You need to embrace them. You need to focus on them. So when we say carbohydrates, when I say carbohydrates, I'm thinking of whole foods that actually have a purpose in the body. So those would be like gluten-free grains are fine. Some people don't like how they feel with grains. Like I personally don't eat a ton of grains. So I eat more really, really high fruit, really, really high vegetables. I eat potatoes. I eat butternut squash. I eat the animal proteins in the leanest possible varieties that are well sourced, like organic, grass-fed, or wild caught, and I food combine so that I maximize digestion. So that's really what it is in order to put your body into a fast weight loss mode, is to understand what carbohydrates you're looking for and what your body needs. So like here, I pulled this out of my fridge. This is a green juice, right? And I just looked at it before I started this live, and it says 19 grams of carbs, okay? But that really doesn't mean anything to me other than I know that when I drink a green juice, it's pure liquid nutrition to my body that bypasses my digestive system, that I don't have to, my body doesn't have to put out energy and effort to work for. It just gets to have this, it just gets to have these ingredients like flooding the cells for health and cleansing and hydration. So we don't think about it in terms of carbs, we think about it in terms of cleansing. And is it a match to what the body needs? Is it a match to what the body wants? And is the body getting those carbohydrates that are wrapped in nutrition, right? Every single day on repeat over and over so that it can heal itself, so that it can cleanse. And those foods are easy to digest. That's really the difference. You don't need to cut carbs, you need to focus on the foods that help the body to heal and cleanse. So if you want to call fruits and vegetables carbs, then don't cut them, okay? What does it taste like? This green juice, it tastes really good in my opinion, but I like to get the ones that have ginger because it gives it a little kick. This is celery, apple, cucumber, spinach, romaine, kale, ginger. I also drink celery juice a lot, but I'll tell you a story, you guys. This just really speaks to how you will feel differently and foods will taste differently to you as you deepen your cleansing processes over and over. So the healthier you get, the more sensitive you're going to be to things that don't match what your body wants, okay? So the first time I ever did a juice cleanse, which now you don't even have to do a juice cleanse. You just need to eat to cleanse every day. And you can eat beautiful, beautiful, gorgeous foods and cleanse every day. It's not that hard. The first time I did a juice cleanse, I did Blueprint. Do you guys know Blueprint cleanse? I did the Blueprint 3-day all green, like the lowest sugar cleanse because I was in the middle of like IVF treatments and I felt like absolute shit. So I did this, like I ordered the cleanse, and the first day I drank like the first 2 juices and I'm like, I'm gonna die. I cannot stand the taste of this stuff. And it didn't even have an apple in it because it was like all green. I thought I was gonna die. And what happened was, like, I got through the first day, the first night of my cleanse, I almost was like in a brain fog. I remember like vividly, I was like laying in bed and I asked my husband to bring me some watermelon because I'm like, I don't know if I'm supposed to have watermelon or not, probably not, but it was intuitive and I needed something. And I felt like this complete like heaviness on my body. And then the next morning I woke up and it was like all of this stuff had cleared away, because even in one day of giving your body these kind of foods, green foods, alkaline foods, cleansing foods, plant foods, without asking it to work hard to break them down, it can dump off a ton of stuff. It can dump off a ton of inflammation. And watermelon is super cleansing, right? And it's fruit, you guys, digest so quickly. And so again, it's like there's an order to food. Maybe I'll do a different video or put it on my YouTube channel about like the order of foods. Like that's what I mean when I say light to heavy. You know, the emotional scale, when you talk about like the lowest vibrating emotions, hold on. It's like that with food. There's like a food scale of vibrations. So anyways, after that, I was like completely intrigued with like what's going on here. And it was all about cleansing, right? And just no one ever told me that my body needed to cleanse, especially after going through all the fertility treatments, because it's a lot of medication, a lot of hormones. It's all, you know, synthetic. It was all man-made. And then learning more and more, I've been able to completely heal my body and from everything. So it really is about the focus on the fruits and the vegetables to crowd out all the other things. So please never be afraid of carbohydrates when you're talking about whole foods, okay? So your body runs on, you could say carbs. It runs on glucose. Glucose is a carb. So there's just a lot of misinformation and miseducation and lack of education in the world. And, you know, because if you know how to eat to heal, then certain industries will be out of luck and profits will go down. So do you guys have any questions about this? If you want to join the challenge, you can go to my website. It's going to be amazing. Also stay tuned for Fueled and Focused. That's my signature course to teach you how to eat to heal, eat to cleanse, eat a plant-focused diet, weight loss, digestion, all those things. Okay? So I'm going to go because my little guy is going to come home from school now. So I hope that makes sense to you guys, right? Like, it's not carbs that are bad. It's literally the ingredients from, it's not just foods that are carbohydrates and categorized as carbohydrates that are going to slow down weight loss progress, but health as well. So try to see through that mentality that the only problem with health and weight loss is a carbohydrate issue. It's not a carbohydrate issue. It's a health issue. It's your body not getting what it needs issue. It's a shift in the focus and the ratios of the foods that you need to really be like feeding into yourself so that your body can cleanse, so that your body can release the weight and the waste and the inflammation. Okay, so it's really like we need to flip this on its head. Okay, please let me know if you have any questions and I'll be back soon.